I'm your host, Brian Atlas. I'm joined by my co-host, Kiki. She's somewhere over there. She's a bit shy. Guys, a few quick announcements before the show begins. Yo, what are you doing, bro?
Just getting ready mentally.
Because you have the other side of the table here laughing, man, during the intro.
I'm not trying to be. I'm just in my zone.
Okay, so...
Yes. Pay attention to him, not me, okay?
All right, guys. So, quick announcements before...
I'm Grady. I'm 28, and I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Wow.
Let me Google that.
Let's see the baby.
Let's verify that one.
Looking into OnlyFans, though. Prospective OnlyFans.
We inspired you.
Oh, yeah.
Can you show us your child?
Beyond honestly, today, I've always had an inclination for it. People have been begging me for years to do it, so.
What do you actually do?
Music. Oh, I just think it's just a matter of managing expectations, right? Like if you're someone that enjoys showing love by giving gifts, then you should be with someone that likes receiving gifts, right? Mm-hmm. But where misalignment comes in, where it sounds like it does in your case, you're not someone that likes to show love initially by giving gifts, which is a super normal thing, which is why there's so many guys that do go out and like splurge on new girls, and like you look at it and you go, what the fuck are you doing? Just like give them a hug. You know, that's what I want to do. We all just have different love languages, right? And so when I meet girls that are like, are you not gonna like get my nails? I'm like, no, like that's not how I show a new person love. But like you totally deserve to be with someone that gives you that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a matter of love languages, right?
But
like
also love language isn't about what you're giving them; it's how they
receive love.
Yeah,
so
but there's
I think it's
love by getting gifts. That's what you have to do.
That's
whether you like it or not.
Sure, it's just a matter of managing expectations, right? Like
there's also a difference between a love language and them expecting these things.
I just said managing expectations.
Yeah.
I mean, it was after the first date, you said,
You don't
right?
want to feel disrespected.
A little over a year.
Okay, got it.
But you're still just not looking for anything serious, right? Still just...
No, we're boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, I was just joking.
Go ahead.
I got you.
I am currently in a relationship. It's been about a year, and it's been my longest relationship.
Aw, that's cute.
How old are you again?
And she's
26.
in the building. Can we get her over here?
I was sitting over there.
She's a hottie. She's beautiful.
What about you?
I've never been in a relationship over a year. I think longest capped at like 8 or 9 months.
And why do you think that is?
What
are your flaws?
Grady's a lover. There's too much.
Yeah, I think it really just boils down to not being in a place where like with a lot of options available, I was like centered enough to like lock in. And now kind of got like a main thing. So she got me these pajamas and
maintain.
rocking them. Yeah. But
I am
she lives in another
monogamous.
state, so like
What are those?
I would call them PJs, but I guess they could.
Polar bear.
Oh,
It's
it's polar
polar
bears,
bears.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or like really poorly drawn some other animal, but I think it's
Polar bears. The
very
most
likely
vicious
that the
bear.
artist
They
was
look a little
attempting at a
lopsided.
polar bear.
Have you ever seen?
But
seen
again,
a polar bear? No.
could be a multitude of things. Could be a
Also.
really, really bad ant, you know?
You said you've never been in a relationship.
That was over like 8 or 9 months. I think that's usually
But you're a
where-
lover. He said, but you're like a lover.
Yeah.
So it was more of the girl that was like usually the problem, or like.
I wouldn't boil it down to that. I would say I'm largely problematic. I think it just boils down to like being able to recognize differences and like maybe the fact that you are one way at the beginning of a year and at the end of it you're not, and you're like, I'm not going to keep
You
being
jumped into
someone
it
that I'm
too
not
quickly,
in
you
order
think?
to like appease someone else. I think at a certain point you have to be spiritually selfish and
I love
Right.
that.
look out for
That's
yourself
true.
first. So
Yeah.
like, and honestly, it's just like a byproduct of being scatterbrained. I think like I'm just fucking insane, and but you know,
That's
I feel like I'm
Cheers,
getting
cheers,
I'm
cheers.
getting in a good routine. I'm starting to figure it out. You know,
You're
doing cold
self-aware.
plunges. Yeah,
Very self-aware.
doing
That's
massages.
Doing cold plunges.
Yeah.
Getting
Yeah,
stared at.
Thinking straight, huh?
We,
How wild did I know that?
we did them on the way here. We stopped by Diplo's house on the way up and did a 34-degree cold plunge.
Nice.
So shouts
Good old
out
us.
Diplo. Thank you for the cold plunge. Sorry for
Shout
getting
out
your
to
floor
Diplo.
wet.
We're finally friends again.
Gang.
Again?
Yeah.
What?
We just recently met at a wedding. Won't go into detail, but
Okay.
we're friends again.
You guys previously hooked up?
No, we have never hooked up. No.
Allegedly. Okay.
Only
no,
person
we
in
have
LA.
never hooked
Literally, I
up.
was going to say shockingly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Didn't you have 7 girlfriends?
No, I did not have
Who's the
seven.
seven girlfriends? Is that?
No, that was you.
Okay,
You
it
told
wasn't-
me that you had 7
I
girlfriends.
did not have 7 girlfriends. It was no.
Right.
It was an interesting situation. I was in an open relationship with a girl. My parents had just gotten divorced. I was probably in like a pretty low point, and so I was just like kind of open to whatever. And
How old were you when this happened?
It's like 23, 24. And what does that look? What is that? You're just
You
analyzing?
handled a breakup in your grown age that way. I just wouldn't
For
expect
sure.
that.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of other shit going on, but like, I also, it was just like I met a dope girl, and she happened to be bi. We were in an open relationship. One thing led to another. We met one girl that wanted to have 3-ways, met another one, and it just kind of like compounded into this like super group of girls that all wanted.
How did you feel in that moment?
At a certain point, it just felt normal. You know, it was just like,
Imagine if a girl
Yeah.
said
Regular
that.
situation.
Imagine the comments if a girl said that.
that'd be crazy.
She
I know,
do.
right?
Hello.
but
I'm here.
but no, it was
Grady, I think the way you explained it to me the first time was that you
Oh,
were
God.
dating a girl, and then it turned out she was dating the same girl that you were also dating.
No. It's not like that. No. So basically, one of the girls that I like took out while I was dating this chick was going on a date with a girl that I had just hooked up with, and I was like, and she was like, I want to go hook up with this girl, but I'm too nervous to do it on my own. Will you come? And I'm like, absolutely. And so I was sort of like the liaison for their like sexuality opening, you know, and so that sort of like blossomed into a much
So she'd
greater.
never been with a girl.
And
She'd never been with a girl. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you get out of all of that?
I guess like
Slowly
a volcano
fizzled
eruption.
away.
Yeah, just one beautiful final goodbye, and I waved my way back to Los Angeles and never looked back.
I want to make a comment too on this, and not that it matters a ton, but I mean maybe people watching see Grady in a onesie and might make some judgments, but Grady dates and is typically friends with some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen.
Wow, that's so great.
I don't know what it is about Grady, but
What do you mean you don't know what it is? Look at me.
He's like, I don't know why.
It's-
I
no,
have no idea why.
no,
That kinda felt like it did.
We were in Croatia this summer, and he like showed up with this like 6-foot like New York runway model. Like I was just like, it doesn't compute sometimes.
It's his
So
big dick.
that it could be it. Maybe
It's gotta be.
I feel.
Yeah.
I felt very aligned with a lot of the stuff I've read. I've gone to shamans. I've done a lot of that stuff. I mean, like I try.
chakras are aligned.
Yeah, I mean, I try to stay tapped in. I don't do drugs, but I do a lot of mushrooms. I always try to like keep myself in check spiritually, and I've definitely felt a lot of times like really seen by stuff that I read with astrology, and I think there's power to it. I just think, just like with anything else, you got to realize that you're the one in the driver's seat.
Hearing this panel give advice is like making a McDonald's fry cook your financial advisor, or Ted Bundy your dating coach. You have Lexi, the ADHD grandmother of twerking. A hobbit.
There's nothing wrong with
A
ADHD.
hobbit in a onesie.
Is that me?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go home to your hubby.
When girls have to put other girls down.
Okay,
there's
we
something
have
wrong.
Captain
Yeah, for real.
Bamalam.
Yeah, something's going on there, Liz.
$100. Thank you, man. Hey, Brixton, I'm just dropping by to say keep up the good work, my brother. Thank you, man. I've been working on my certifications, head down and focused. Well done. I pray you and your family are in good health. Shout out to the chat. Love you guys. Yo.
Oh, we like him.
Okay, Captain.
Yo,
How you
Captain
doing?
Bamalam. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Very nice of you. Really appreciate the support, Captain. Here, I'll do it. I'll give you a little. Janan Clausen, merci beaucoup for the 137 Canadian. I know over 6 families with 18 plus children families doing just fine on single father income. The fathers, for the most part, are your average contractor. It is very much possible to make it and be successful, stop the cap, and become a proper man.
Yeah, what the
Don't
heck?
touch the mic like that, man. What are you doing, bro? Come on, man.
Okay.
This is where the audio is. You're
I know,
like,
it's so soft and tender. It's just enjoyable.
chat, were you hearing him? Chat, were you hearing him? Eric, show me the chat.
Uh,
Were you hearing him like touching the microphone like that and shit?
Yeah.
Were you hearing him like touching the microphone like that and shit? Were you hearing him like touching the microphone like that and shit?
Yeah.
Were you hearing him like touching the microphone like that and shit?
Yeah.
Could you hear that? The muffling or whatever the fuck?
Mike, I think he's talking to you, Mike Nazi.
Not really.
Oh, no.
All right, guys, don't touch the microphones right here. That's where the fucking audio's coming through. All right.
God, Brian.
That's pretty divisive. Got a lot of
all
yeses and
that was
no's in
intense.
there. Should we do some
Yeah.
breathing exercises?
Meditation.
I have breathing strips for everybody. We could take some deep
some
inhales.
Yo, shut the fuck up. What are you doing?
You wouldn't say that to a guy,
Breathing.
so don't say that to us.
Bro,
I'm just a
you're-
little
Because
stressed.
the guy will
like
punch you in the head, but you know we
screaming.
can't, so don't test us.
She's
Yo,
just a
you're
little
screaming
stressed.
on my
She
podcast.
was
What are you
breathing.
doing, guys?
Just letting it out. That's all.
She was letting out her anger.
Just letting it out.
Look,
I didn't mean
there's
to
been a couple
offend you.
issues so far tonight, man. You're touching the microphone. You're on your phone. I asked, just please maybe leave the microphone on the desk. Okay?
I think you need a spa day, Brian.
No, I think it's just
Nice little
basic.
massage.
It's just basic
scratch your back a
decency.
little?
Yeah.
No, it's just basic decency.
There's people listening.
Courteous.
So he doesn't want them to hear all this.
Yeah, like I'm trying to run a show,
get it.
guys. This is a
Some of
professional
these
show.
Are
Like,
going into their ear too, like right in their ear. Headphones.
I'll put this down. I've seen a lot of comments about me picking this thing up, so we'll keep that on the table. I mean, if you've been sexually active for like 10 years and you've had 10 sexual partners, that's like an average of 1 a year. So I don't really get the upset. Even if it's 20, that's
2 people a
If you're concerned about a girl having sex with 20 people and she's been sexually active for 10 years, you're concerned about someone sleeping with 2 people a year, which just to me is like, I mean, listen, like we're different people, but that
Yeah,
just
for
like
sure.
isn't that's just not
think,
crazy.
I think what
Bizarre.
Brian's suggesting is that might be
Let's do the
normal.
calculator.
That might be normal right
Yeah,
now,
it's
but I think that's
definitely
maybe
normal.
not good for society.
club thing.
Man,
is
these
a-
people in the, I just wonder how like a lot of these dudes that are in the comments live, because all of them are saying like it's so cringe and it's I'm like, I wonder what happened in our world that like led to people thinking that they needed to be so harsh.
Yeah.
It's insane to me that you think that you need to be like this toxic person in order to maintain something that is inherently volatile. If you have to like be trying to make someone something they're not, you yourself have insecurities that you have to be
But
dealing
okay,
with.
look, for example,
All I've been
so
saying.
when you first meet someone, for example, there's no expectation on immediately of commitment or loyalty. So perhaps they're sleeping with other people. Me personally, that's just a no-go from the get-go.
Yeah.
But for some people, they acknowledge, hey, when I'm first meeting someone, there's no expectation of exclusivity. So I'm not exclusive, they're not exclusive. So, however, once you have the conversation and say, and this is a negotiation that can be initiated by either party of, we want to now be monogamous, you're both putting up a boundary, which is, I'm not going to sleep with anybody. You're not going to sleep with anybody. My view of nightclubs and bars is these are singles venues. These
feels
are very,
like,
hold on. These are
Yeah,
very specific social gatherings. These are for single people.
I don't
So
agree with
that's the framework with which I view these
Listen,
venues.
I
Clubs
feel
can
you.
be something like
I feel you,
different.
but I guess
It's
for me,
well, it is different between men and women, because as a guy, if you go to a club all alone without any intention of talking to anybody, nobody's going to talk to you the entire night. However, take 2 people, an average girl and an average guy. Average guy goes to a nightclub or bar. He goes into the corner.
I know
he
what
goes.
you mean.
Hold on. No girl's coming to hit on the average dude. However, that average chick is probably going to get approached multiple times
But
in
I
that
can
night.
reject and
So
go
sh-
ahead. I'm
Yeah,
good.
but it's
like,
about, if you respect your partner, you just don't
But I
engage.
like
Hold
dance.
on.
What happened?
If you respect your partner, you just don't engage in activities designed for single people.
I won't do it.
Literally, all he was saying is
Yes.
core values.
Yeah,
if
core
you have
values.
certain core values, then you look for those core values. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes.
And don't go for the girl that doesn't
I don't-
have
And
them.
you can't
Yes.
change
Yeah.
You
someone.
I
can't
don't-
change them because it's
Yeah.
going to be
So
terrible.
I don't drink. I don't go to bars. I don't go to clubs. I don't party. So I'm looking for a girl who's on my
Totally.
level.
Yeah.
Love
I
it.
don't
But
do
you
that.
should- you should never-
Okay, exactly.
I'm
I
not-
don't do.
Yo.
I don't go to the clubs, like really. But
Man.
what if like one time in a year I want to go to their Afro? I love Afro clubs. I dance Afro and dance hall. So you tell me that.
My point of, I already have my standard. So my standard is, I'm not interested in the girl that's going to the club every night of the week. I guess I'm more so coming at it from the angle of, almost like warning dudes, don't get involved with chicks that are clubbing all the time, because a good girlfriend that does not make.
Okay, wait. Can I just say, I think a lot of people are misunderstanding me. I'm not saying that, like, if I'm seeing someone, they can do whatever they want. Of course they can do whatever they want, but if they're doing something that they want to be doing that I don't want my partner doing, end of the relationship, and that's okay.
Yeah.
All respect, all love. Like, that's what you have to understand, is if you're having to tell your partner like what you need after you guys have already had that discussion, you're in the wrong game.
done.
Here, let me
Yeah.
ask you this. So let's say you met, let's say your girl was on Hinge, on a dating app, on Tinder.
Sure.
And then that was a behavior that she was engaging in prior to meeting you. However, now you guys are thinking about getting in a relationship, committed monogamous relationship. I assume you'd want her, maybe people,
Okay.
this would not be
I know where this is
controlling.
going.
It would
Yeah.
not be controlling
I
to
feel
say,
you.
hey, we're both going to delete our dating apps in the
I
same
think-
way. Like, hey, and
I think
we're both
for
not
me
gonna go to the club anymore.
it just sort of feels, and maybe this is specific to me, but it just sort of feels like a beta move to like have to even have that discussion. Any girl that I've been genuinely interested in gave up everything immediately. Like, didn't even want to look at other people. I didn't have to ask them.
That's
like,
connection.
and that's because the energy that I bring is powerful enough, I feel, that I don't have to ask a girl or tell a girl what she can and can't do. She naturally wants to be with someone that's right for them, right? Like, if you have to ask, it's not the right person. That's personally how I feel. And if I have to overextend myself in any sort of way, I don't want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what it comes down to. Like, I'm not out here saying like my girl can do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
If she's doing something that I don't want in a relationship, all love. You guys all have your own paths. Like, live your life, do your thing.
Just
I know myself. I respect myself, and I know that I don't have to ask. Like, I bring that energy. You know, I bring an energy that if I start seeing someone, like, I know that they're gonna cut things off without me even having to talk about it.
Yeah. I always
I
want
agree.
people to make their own decisions.
That's my
and
point.
that's
That's
like,
my point.
yeah.
Should
And
a
if you
girl
have
just
to try to make someone's decision for them, it's never
And
going to work.
you know what?
It's never
And
gonna
I didn't
work.
mean that one-sided. The same goes for
Vice
me.
versa.
Is
Yes.
from the jump. If I rock with someone, it's like I get tunnel vision, and I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.